Welcome to Psychology of the Daf. We are in Gemara, Pesachim, Daf Lamed Ches. The Gemara brings a proof text from the verse in Shmos, Perek Yud Beis, Pasuk Yud Zayin, about the requirement to guard the matzos during the process of preparation. Ushamartem es hamatzos. You shall guard the matzos. However, the Mechilta on this pasuk makes a play on words. Do not read it as you shall watch the matzos. Rather read it as you shall watch the mitzvahs. One should not delay doing a mitzvah lest it turn into chametz, lest the opportunity passes away. So, people can procrastinate and avoid fulfilling obligations. We know that. But what happens inside a person when he or she delays doing a mitzvah? The most common psychological cause is that the person really does not want to do it at all, but feels guilty declaring, even in their own mind, that he does not want to do this obligation. So he delays and avoids, hoping somehow it would go away. For example, a man might drag his feet Shabbos morning and schlep out the morning until he eventually comes much later to shul. Or a woman might delay candle lighting because she's rushing at the last minute before Shabbos. She might genuinely believe that there's no time to get everything done. However, it's always the same few minutes, whether it's winter sunset at 4 p.m. or summer sunset at 8 p.m. Doesn't seem to make a difference. Another kind of avoidance is the passive-aggressive variety. This is when we harbor an unconscious resentment towards somebody or something that we personify. Someone might consciously feel frustrated that he cannot keep his Daf Yomi, but unconsciously still derive a sadistic pleasure for disappointing his father, who used to pester him to study when he didn't want to. It doesn't make a difference how old you are, or even if your father is in the next world. Emotional life, like spiritual life, exists beyond time. Or, even if your mother is long gone, there might be a guilty thrill in running up to the last minute before you light candles, making your mother anxious and frustrated. One other kind of procrastination comes from fear of failure. Although it is logical, actually it is illogical. Some people would rather unconsciously engineer their failure than to try their hardest and risk failing. This is because in the former situation you have a sense of control. Plus, one can always tell oneself that if I really tried, I would have succeeded. So sleeping late and coming late or avoiding hedges your situation. It gives you a way to say, well, it doesn't matter. I would have done well if I would have done it. So this way, I'll do it, or I'll rush and do it at the last minute. If you manage to still come reasonably on time and succeed, in some way, you're a winner anyhow. If at this point you fail, you can always tell yourself, that's just because you came late. There was traffic, I was distracted, I didn't have enough time. Sometimes it's easier to say, I am lazy or depressed, than to face ugly truths, such as we don't really want to do what we profess that we want. Or maybe we are angry and even sadistic. Folks, the gift and curse of psychology is that we can sometimes know ourselves.